G'day mate and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included with me, JD. We're in our little tutorial series and first off I'll recap. So last episode we covered our plumbing and trying to get proper plumbing in for the duplicates. At the same time cleaning of the dirty water into what I call grey water. So that is water that, go to this overlay, see this little bit of water right here? Which is actually in that pipe. We can see that it's 633 grams of water at 37 degrees. If we go to the germ overlay and we find that bit of pipe that now magically has no germs in it. How did that happen? Here we go. We've got new water coming through. So, wow, I got some germs on stuff there. Yep, okay. So, there we go. New pipe, new germs. We have liquid pipe, contents 5 kilograms of water at 30 blah, 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 with 5,000 germs in it. So, we're taking very, very germy water that is also polluted, i.e. very, 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 very bad for us to be drinking, dealing with, touching, anything like that. And turning it into slightly less germy clean water. What I, as I'd like to refer to as grey water. So we're taking that water down. We're using the priority system in pipes, and I'll go over that again really, really quickly. So anytime it comes to the input for a system, all right, on a straight pipe, that is the first place that the liquid goes to any input. Alright, in this case it's a bridge, so it's using that input to jump over to here, at which point it's filling both this top pipe and this bottom pipe in a 50-50 ratio. Okay, that's all it's doing. And for our water return from our dirty water, it's coming up. It's using, again, a bridge to go over the other pipe, and it's going up into our water sieve, also joined by any water that we happen to sweep out of our polluted water or clean water, gets swept into the same system, just so we've got somewhere for the water to go. Clean water will just pass straight through a sieve because it's already clean. Grey water will pass through a sieve because it's already clean. Polluted water will pass through a sieve and become grey water. Our excess from this system will come down this pipe, because this pipe has a few things. So this pipe has a bridge on here to force the direction. And that's what this little arrows here is doing. It's forcing the direction of that water to just go down. It cannot go up, even though there's a pump down here providing extra water flow, right? It cannot backfill the system, because that's the last thing we want. So we've put a bridge in here to provide a flow direction. At the same time, the water's coming down here, and then it's on a straight pipe, and because it's on a straight pipe, it has priority. Any output from a pipe or a machine has secondary priority above and beyond what's already in the pipe. So because we've used the pipe mechanics in this method, we've actually got the grey water from the water sieve coming out and being the first thing that's being fed across to our dripper, which is providing water to most of our algae terrariums. So that's what we covered in the last episode, and along with decor and how it really brightens up our duplicates' lives and makes them a little bit less moody. This episode, I actually want to cover a couple of things. So first off, I want to get into the research, and not for this episode, but for the next couple of episodes, we're going to need the rock granulator, the smart battery, the automation wire, and the hydrogen generator. So I'm just going to start turning off creative mode and ticking off some of these researchers. This episode, what I actually really, really want to do is I want to have the ability to start expanding out to all these germy areas. Now, germy areas means that our duplicates might get sick. All this slime lung really has a chance of infecting your duplicates. The food poisoning is not so good if they eat it. If it's in the air, it's fine. You can see that it is on our ration box, and which has no surface germs. All the germs are in the ration box, on the food, and there's not a lot we can do about that at this stage. They do have an immune system, and with an immune system, slowly they'll either get sick or fight off the infection. Ideally, we want them to fight off the infection. At the moment, everybody's at 100% immune. But the next thing I really, really, really want to do is, well, I want to set up more oxygen, and I want to set up a med bay. So if we come up to the room overlay, we have a med bay right here. The maximum room size is 96 tiles. And I always recommend, if you can build something at the maximum size, build at the maximum size. There is nothing wrong with having rooms too big. And honestly, you will always find a way to fill the space. So if we put double doors at the front, actually, let's turn that off so we can see that. So we're going to put double doors at the front, and we'll actually just mark them out really quickly. If I'm going 4 high, I'm going 24 across. So that area. Right? At the same time, we'd put a couple of doors at the end, because that is the pattern we're going with. In fact, that and that should both be open. And then on top of that, we'd want a roof in here. So that's the area we'd be looking at for our med bay. Because this is a tutorial series, not a let's play, we're going to whack the creative mode back on, and we're just going to dig it out super fast. We're going to... Nope, I need to cancel all of that, and then rebuild it with creative mode on. So, oh, door, I missed the door. Deconstruct. We're going to use the copy command. What's the button for the copy command? Because I'm going to start using that an awful lot. B! And, oh, there goes autosave. We're going to build the roof in. Open, copy, settings is /. That's too far away on the keyboard to be used. Really? Now copy settings? Really? Open doesn't copy. That's annoying. Okay, so for our room overlay, for our med bay, we need a medical bed, a toilet, and a mess table. Now, I have that creative mode on at the moment, so I have all the research unlocked. We need a med bed. So a med bed improves recovery from diseases, accelerates health restoration, and the healing of physical injuries. Okay, so it does, and we can see right here the effects. It does health 50 per cycle, disease recovery speed bonus 15% per cycle. If they're treated by a doctor, which is another duplicate, you know, wearing a doctor's outfit with absolutely no qualifications whatsoever, and has put a band-aid on it and kissed it all better, we go from 50 health per cycle to 75 health per cycle, and disease from 15% to 30%. So it is a significant hit point recovery. It doesn't really make that much. It is also significant in disease recovery, but diseases can take quite some time to recover from. You also have the option of a Pharma Chamber. So a Pharma Chamber is like an upgraded med bed. Now, it doesn't contribute to your medical bay, so that's something to be aware of. You still need med beds in the med bay to actually have the med bay bonus. But it has a disease recovery bonus of 25%, so significantly more. And then again, if they're doctored with, again, somebody wearing a doctor's jacket who ignores all licensing practices and has put a band-aid on it, kissed it all better, we go up to a 50% disease recovery bonus, which is a massive amount. The catch is it needs 240 watts worth of power, which is quite expensive, and we don't have the research unlocked at this stage. So, for the moment, I recommend we go back into medicine. We need a med bed. That was one of the basics we needed. We need a toilet. And let's put back on our room overlay. We need a mess table. Boom. We now have a med bay. Now, I wouldn't ever leave the med bay like that. It needs more work. It needs more items. So, back to medical. I always recommend 2 sinks. Okay? And put the lavatory in the middle. Because you want them to wash their hands. If they have any germs, you want them to wash their hands before they come in the medical bay. On top of that, if they use the toilet, obviously they need to wash their hands again. If they're not using the toilet, then they'll be able to run straight through. The fact that you have 2 sinks means hopefully if 2 dupes walk in at the same time, one doesn't find the sink occupied because there's now 2 of them, so there's twice as much chance that they're both going to wash their hands. That's the plan at least. Duplicates are pretty stupid, so it doesn't always work. On top of that, 1 med bed's just not enough. If you have a duplicate sick from slime lung, chances are you have a few duplicates sick from slime lung. So I normally recommend 3 to 5 beds, depending on how you want to set up the room. At the same time, it obviously means they're going to need more mess tables. So I normally recommend putting in 3 mess tables, and just make sure that you look at your scheduling and try to make sure people are eating at different times. At the moment, I've got all my downtime lined up perfectly, which is a blessing and a curse. So, you know, you can always move somebody to a temporary schedule whilst they're in the med bay, just so they're not all trying to eat at the same time on the 3 bare tables you have. You can always go with 4 med beds and 4 tables and have a bit of extra room for a statue, a decor item, whatever you decide. On top of that, nope, room overlay. You can see we've got the room overlay even though none of the plumbing is actually hooked up. So that's something that's fairly important that we need to do as well. Now, some parts of plumbing are easy and some parts are complicated. So first off, we have the output pipe. So this is going to be polluted water. And because this is an outflow and this is an inflow, it's as simple as taking it from there to there. Nothing more complicated than that. This is an outflow and this is an inflow. So you would assume I could just hook it to there. The catch is, as you just saw, it then starts running 50% of the water up and 50% of the water down. Ideally, we'd like to avoid that. Okay? So what I actually want to do is I want to run the pipe to here, and then I want to use one of those liquid bridge things. Oops. Plumbing, liquid bridge. Use the O button to rotate. And I actually want to put that like that. So the water's going to flow down first, because that's the only way the pipe goes. And then because the liquid bridge takes priority, it's going to automatically get pushed up to the top. Because we need this pipe full of water. Just the same as we need these pipes full of water. Got to remember, every single time a duplicate uses a toilet, we have 5 kilos of water in and 11 kilos out. So we actually double our water each time the water comes out. This is why this system has an overflow, because it is a positive loop. It's always going to have more and more water in the system, so we need somewhere to dump that excess water. You can see with me just plumbing this in. Already, the pipe's almost full, for very, very little loss at this end, and this will just start refilling this end after this end's full. After the top is full, it'll start refilling the bottom. When the bottom's full, the excess will go back to come back out here to put into our drip system to fill up our algae terrariums. Research. We want hydrogen generator. No, we'll just leave that as is. Okay. We do have a new duplicate. I was really hoping to have somebody worthwhile. We need somebody who has a bonus to construction. We could do with somebody who has a bonus to digging. Oh, you've got kindness. Actually, you know what? Because this series has been about the med bed, let's actually have Otto come in, and we're going to give Otto the name of kindness +4. So, determines the medical skill how well a duplicate works with pairs and critters. So, has a 40% compound treatment speed and an 80% medical care speed. For anemic, he's slow. Iron Gut, he you know, can't get diarrhea. So we're going to take in Otto, give him the name of kindness +4, print him off, and jobs. So the very, very first thing I want to do is turn off that mode. So the very, very first thing I want to do is I want to give him a job. And I really want to give him a job that's going to require a lot of running. So I'm going to put him in as a gopher position. And he has -5 athletic skill. And the idea is if he's just running around all the time, he will slowly improve that skill. It's going to take a while, but that's fine. He can spend a long time running around mastering this one, and then we'll move him over to groundskeeping, then up to couriering and plumbing, and hopefully by then he'll have some sort of decent movement speed. Strength +5 has finished that one. He might as well go up to the next level of mining, because you need somebody in mining at all times to mine through the heart of rock. I was actually hoping we'd find somebody who had a preference towards digging, but we lucked out. At the same time, and this is the important one, I need to look at kindness, and I need to set this to super, super, super high. Because if anybody's injured, I really want kindness +4 to go deal with it. At the same time, strength +3 is not too bad at kindness. So again, we're going to give them a little priority bonus for caretaking skills. So kindness will hopefully go get a hat on. Boom, 1 hat. Great, go do stuff. Okay, so our plumbing is running. That is backed up. One other thing I wanted to do is I do want to expand our power, because you can see our batteries are not doing as well, and our oxygen is, it's 50-50. It's doing okay sometimes, but not doing okay other times. So, I'm actually going to move this coal generator, copy it, pop it there, set you to 0, set you to priority 1, so this is currently set to 20%, so I'm going to set this to 20%, I'm going to set this to priority 1, and we need to run out the coal that's currently in this, or do we? Can we just empty it? No, turns out we can't. Okay. One of the other things I forgot to cover, a couple of things actually, is the algae terrarium. So if we go back to here, oxygen, algae terrarium, it says gains 10% efficiency boost when in direct light. So I actually want to put a light down here for our algae terrariums. So we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to... need you out of the way. Okay, so we're going to dig that out. Unfortunately, we're going to dig up annual wood, which is naturally growing, so therefore comes without having that dirt requirement. We're going to deconstruct those and those and those, because although they're getting rid of our polluted oxygen, they're actually now in our way. Okay, back to our furniture, a ceiling light. So a ceiling light costs 10 watts worth of power, produces 500 duplicate thermal units, and also spreads light. Well, let's take it over here. So you can see that is the pattern for how it spreads light. Now we want to make sure. Let me just get that there. Excellent. Where's our lighting overlay? Thermal light overlay. You're not going to show us because you're not actually built. Furniture, ceiling light. So you can see this comes down to the water as a level. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it goes down 6 tiles and it comes out to here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this spreads down 6 tiles and across 5 tiles. So going back to our furniture, lighting, we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I actually want to put the light right there. Now it's can't be built there at the moment because it needs to actually be attached to something. So we're going to pop that on there and bring this back up and work out where we can put our tiles, because obviously the light doesn't shine through a tile, and our deodorizers. So we can put it there and there. And put our deodorizers on top. And we can put it there, there, there. And put our deodorizers on top. At the same time, we can dig out all that crap because it doesn't need to be there. And run our power wire through to there. Alright, you need to be priority 8. You need to be deconstructed. We're going to go back into full creative mode and just get this stuff hammering out real fast. Oxygen, algae terrarium. Actually, let's get the mesh tiles. Power. Bring that across, bring that up. Deconstruct those. Cancel. Deconstruct those. Done. Pop our tile in there, our light in there, and as you can see straight away, we should be getting our light bonus. So emitting oxygen, 44 grams per second. Okay, so we've got that immediate bonus of the extra 4 grams per second of oxygen. It all adds up. It all adds up just a little bit. And technically, they're now producing. Are they producing less glitter oxygen? 290.3. No, okay, still the same. So, got a little bit of extra oxygen out of our light bulb. If we go back to our lighting overlay, we can see it's spread from here all the way out to here. So, I want to go back to our oxygen, algae terrariums. We now actually also have the choice of clay because these deodorizers actually output clay as well. Unreachable. You need a ladder there. Done. So yeah, the deodorizers take in sand, and then once they've used the sand to clean out the polluted oxygen, one of the byproducts they actually put out is clay. So we actually have yet a new building material. Where are we? I normally recommend as soon as you get clay to start using it. Dirt goes into your mealwood farms. I want to actually click on one, and isn't an unlimited resource. There is a chance over time that you might eventually run out of dirt. So I really, really recommend that you look at swapping out anything that you can build out of a material other than dirt to build it out of that new material as soon as you can. If any of that made sense. So let's put these mesh tiles back. Nope. Deconstruct that one. Because we need to come down a tile at least so a jibber can actually get in there. Put deodorizer there, deodorizer there. Mesh tile. Deodorizer there and there. Dig that out. You guys are already 6. So we can set this for a scale of 6 all the way across. And at the same time, these guys use 300 grams per second of water. So with simple maths, we can work out that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. With 12 of them, we should be using 3,600 grams per second of water. I like changing this down to a little bit lower, alright? This will run 11 of them flat out, because there's always going to be one that needs either algae added or needs to be emptied, or there's always a reason why one of these won't be working at some stage. So I don't really want to max them out, but I want to go fairly close. So yeah, with this outputting 3.3 kilos, look, you know, this one just had water delivered by hand. It means occasionally they will have hand deliveries, but most of the time they should be fine, most of the time, and be fed by this drupe system. So we got power hooked up, we got a med bay hooked up. We really should look at going from our previous episode, furniture, crown molding, all the way along the whole room. Probably not with a priority 9. And we still missed a tile in the middle, which got put in with priority 9, but that's fine. So, well, we've already got crown molding here, so you can already look at the decor. The decor is slowly increasing. There are still horrible areas like the farm. Yep. Our algae terrariums are absolutely horrible. Storage is absolutely horrible. Farms are horrible. But slowly, as your base builds up over time, you will slowly increase the decor. So, that's where I'm probably going to call it for this episode. We got a med base set up. We went over again how the priority of the water works, which I will go over again and again, because it's counterintuitive and never ever makes sense. We extended our oxygen production, and as you can see, we are doing a lot better. We can actually leave oxygen for potentially a long time. And in fact, we can actually disable that one building right now because we don't need it running. So yeah, in the next episode, we're probably going to start covering how some of the smarts work, and how to actually hook up this coal generator to be a little bit smarter, along with bringing in a new duplicate. But all that'll be in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you're enjoying the series. Don't forget, if you haven't clicked the subscribe button or yet, please do so, because that way you'll know about when the next episode comes out, where I cover smart batteries. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.